In today's video, I'm going to be telling you why Energenie Technical Support have asked me to use two of their gateways to run a range of their own products. Hello everybody, it's Mick with another Smart Home Solutions video. Now, if MiHome, Energenie MiHome, was a cat, it will be on its 7th life by now, because if you have a look down there, you'll see that I've got my Energenie MiHome boxes all prepared to be sent back. But since I've had the email from the technical support team, I thought, ooh, maybe I'll just hang on a little bit longer and see if it sorts the problem out. Because if it does, then I might just hang on to it and keep it. So let's wait and see. So in today's video, I'm going to be explaining why Energenie Technical Support have emailed me to say I have to use two gateways to support a range of their own products. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll have seen my issues that I've been having with the MiHome smart home range. I had the 2-gang light switch, and I also had the starter pack, which included 3 of the smart plugs. And the issue I was having with the smart plugs was I could operate them using the Amazon Echo and via the app, but it wouldn't let me use the remote as well. It either worked with the remote or with Amazon Echo and the app, but not all 3 together. But when I tried to use the light switch in my kitchen and in my YouTube room, it just wasn't having it. It was delayed, it wasn't working. Sometimes it would, sometimes it wouldn't. It was just a nightmare. So I emailed Energenie Technical Support. Okay, so I basically told them about the issues I was having with the light switch and the smart plugs, and they've basically said, looking at your account, your gateway is currently running on firmware 1.5.9. This firmware works best with the double light switches which you have. You also have a range of other devices, that's the 3 smart plugs and the remote, which works best on firmware 1.5.8. We think the issues you reported are a result of your gateway running on 1.5.9. Therefore, to resolve the problems, we will like to provide you with a second gateway. This second gateway will run on firmware 1.5.8, which is suitable for your other devices, the smart plugs. This means when you receive the second gateway, you will have to unpair all the other devices except for the double light switch from your current gateway and pair them onto the new gateway. Doing this will resolve the issue you reported. So then I went on to say, they told me that it had been dispatched. I then said, thank you. Could I just ask, are you now saying I will need to run the 2 gateways alongside each other, 1 gateway for my smart plugs and 1 for the light switch? Since my initial email, I've been having issues with my 2-gang light switch. Sometimes it works with Alexa, sometimes there's a 10-second, 20-second delay, other times the light switch doesn't trigger at all, even though it says it has in the Alexa app. Is this due to my smart plugs trying to function on the same gateway as the light switch? They then replied, for the time being, yes, you will need to run the 2 gateways alongside each other. You'll have the 2-gang light switch, basically what they've already just said, on firmware 1.5.9 and the smart plugs on 1.5.8. Please note, this will only be a temporary fix. When this firmware issue is resolved, you can keep the extra gateway or give it to a friend or family member, etc. The issue you are experiencing with the 2-gang light switch could well be due to this. Please set up the new gateway, blah blah blah, and that should be it. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to get the gateway set up and pair the smart plugs on the lower version of firmware and see if that sorts the problem out. Okay, so I haven't actually installed the second gateway yet. All I've done is I've just unpaired the three smart plugs completely from the MiHome app and the MiHome gateway. So all we have on the MiHome gateway now, running on 1.5.9, is this double light switch. I'm trying very hard to contain my excitement. Alexa, kitchen lights on. Alexa, YouTube room lights on. Not too bad, but that's much better. Alexa, kitchen lights off. Alexa, YouTube room lights off. Still a bit of a delay, but Alexa, kitchen lights on. Alexa, YouTube room lights on. See, that was quick. Alexa, YouTube room lights off. Alexa, kitchen lights off. See, that's usable for me. That delay isn't too bad. When I use this, I will be walking out of here, plates in hand, off to the dining room, and I just want to turn the lights off. The delay wouldn't really matter. I mean, normally if I'm coming in to the kitchen, I would just switch the lights on. And if I wanted to switch the YouTube room lights on, I'd just switch the YouTube room lights on. It's just having the functionality to be able to say, Alexa, kitchen lights off. See, that's all right. Alexa, YouTube room lights off. See, I can live with that. It wasn't working like that at all prior to removing those smart plugs. Is that the issue? We now need to install the second gateway, repair the smart plugs and see if they pair using the app, the remote control, and also using her up there. If that works, then I'm sticking with that and I'm going to keep it. Let's give it a go. Right, we've connected the second gateway. So I'll go into the app, ignore that, gateways, add a gateway. Yep, that's all done. Plug it in, yep. Can you see a solid red light? Yes. Plug in the Ethernet cable, yep. Yes. Scan your QR code. Done. This is the second gateway, so we'll call it, not surprisingly, MiHome 2. Do this later. Right, so if we now go to gateways, we've now got 2 gateways. What we need to do now is we need to check the firmware of those 2 gateways. So I think if we go to in. So you can see there, I've got MiHome gateway running on 1.5.9, and I've got the kitchen lights and the YouTube room lights connected to Mix MiHome. And on MiHome 2, firmware version unknown, but I'm guessing that will, it's going to be talking, the gateway is going to be talking to the server now, so that firmware version may change. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to assume that's 1.5.8, or leave it for a bit while it just talks to the server and see if it actually updates that. So we'll come back shortly and we'll see if that's changed. Okay, so we've connected up the second gateway and that went okay, but as you saw previously, the firmware was showing as unrecognised. What I've now done is I've now paired the adapter with the gateway, and I've also paired it with the Amazon Echo, and I've tested it and it works fine, so that's good. I then paired the remote control with the adapter and tried the remote control, and the remote control worked fine. We're now running on the second gateway, but then I went back to use the app and the Amazon Echo, and guess what? It wouldn't work. It was only working with the remote. So running on the second gateway, as suggested by MiHome technical support, hasn't worked. So back we go to Energenie technical support. Okay, a day's gone by now. I've had a reply back from the technical support team, and they've sent me quite a lengthy email suggesting a solution. They've been very good, to be fair. It takes them a while to reply. Sometimes it can be half a day to a day, but they do get through to you eventually. And they've basically said unpair this device completely by resetting it, which is holding the button in until it starts flashing 4 times, and then it quickly flashes 5 times, and then back to 4 flashes. Once it's done that, it's completely reset then. I then had to unpair it from the app and also from the Amazon Echo. Once I'd done that, I then had to pair it with the remote first, which I've already done. Once I've done that, I then add it to the app, add it to a new device, and once that's working, I then go into the Alexa app and I rediscover the device. And once you've done that, then all 3 functionalities should work via the remote, the app, and the Amazon Echo. I've now done that, I've tested it, it works, but I'm just going to prove that now. So here we are, we have the remote. So we're going to switch on with the remote. On, off. So that works okay. Now prior to doing this, it would work with that, but not with the app and Alexa. So let's test that. Alexa, switch on adapter 1. Alexa, switch off adapter 1. Alexa, switch on adapter 1. And now we're going to switch it off using the remote. Good. Now we're going to use the app. So you have to excuse me a moment while I just take you off the tripod. So we're going to go into the MiHome app. And there you can see adapter 1. And the adapter switches on. And off again. And off it goes. Great. So as you saw there, everything's now working as expected. So I'm really pleased about that. It took a while. It took several days backwards and forwards with Energenie technical support. But to be fair to them, they've stuck with it. They've suggested things. I've tried them out, and they've sent me a second gateway free of charge. And now everything is working. All the adapters are working and the light switch is working. So I'm happy. So I'm probably going to keep the MiHome products for now. I might even buy some additional products to add to the system just to see how that fares. Just as a side note, I just happened to be on the Energenie MiHome webpage where you can check the firmware of your gateways, and whereas the second gateway was showing as an unrecognised firmware, that has now updated. It is now changed to 1.5.8. Nope, 1.5.4. Now Energenie did say it should be running at 1.5.8, but it's running at 0.4. But it's working, so I'm going to stick with it, but I will be emailing the technical support team back just to ask about that firmware version. So that's just another thing to take note of. So the upshot of all that is that the system, the MiHome system, is now fully functioning. It's working as I'd like to, and I'm happy with. The lights in the kitchen and in my YouTube room go off and on as required, and that's been working really well. And the adapters are working fine also. So I hope you found that of use. If you've got MiHome products similar to what I've got and you've been having issues, then maybe that's giving you some thought as to why you may be having problems. And if you do need to try second gateway, then it might be worth getting in touch with the technical team. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, which is just here, or the one down there. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you don't miss out on my next video. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.